for the nation gonna be in 50 years.
Yeah, the nation. Aren't you a part of that?
Yeah, God.
Where you gonna be in 50 years, God?
We're gonna be on the moon.
You gonna be on Mars with the aliens?
We're gonna be on Mars. We're gonna be on the moon. Shoot, the aliens already here.
Oh, you know about that.
They're already here, you know. 50 years.
Yeah, 50 years. Because you gotta what? Forecast it out.
God, I'll be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
Part of the culture of God is to try to get us to think about the next 5.
Not 50.
God, you know, we plan it a year every mile. We behind the times, and you know this. We way behind.
3 years, we're at 2020.
2020 in 3 years.
3 years. Not even 3. 2.
2020. Actually, you know, it's funny, and like, when is it? 69. Sure, 50 years?
Yeah, 50, God.
We'll be fighting for the school because the school didn't go up in
What I just told you.
2069.
What I just say, God.
You know?
Not even knowing he's gonna say that. What I just say.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's good.
Yeah, God. Because I'm gonna tell you, that school.
Pass me that water right there, God.
I got it. Go ahead. Do the direct one thing. I'm gonna tell you.
No, the other one.
This one?
Yes.
If brothers don't get it together and start really doing what need to be done, we won't have a school in the next 10 years.
Well, we won't have that school. We'll have a school.
Yeah, it won't be that.
Because quite frankly,
it definitely won't be that if we don't start getting our act together.
some things fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
Sometimes some things, and this is what always was being said in regards to law school in relationship to us building on it. It'd be like some things need to fall in order for it to be rebuilt and rebuilt stronger. And you know, I always don't I don't accept that. You know, a lot of times. Are you fine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So a lot of times, you know, some things. That's an excuse for us to not actually try to reform and actually change what's currently existing. And that is a huge faux pas that we continue to make over and over again. You know, understand coming in time, and if we brothers of the same culture, you know, culture of God, culture in God, then we should be able to come to an understanding, an agreement, or at least be able to build with one another, especially something that we hold so dear. So if that's the case, sometimes it might take us to a point where let me step to the side. Case in point, Law Youth Center. You know, we was doing new, I'm even gonna say new things, new for us. You know, book fairs and different things under my leadership. But then it got to a certain point where we was getting pressed by so many elders that some of the younger brothers that were my peers that we was with, they folded up, right? Okay.
Backbone.
So they folded up and it's no problem, but we had enough that was there. I was still there. Then what wound up happening is that a lot of the elder brothers came together that was at the school, or come by the school and whatnot. They came together to go against me. So then it was like, oh, CEEAaaquil, you gotta give this up, give that up. Okay, no problem. Y'all take a Law Youth Center. Y'all do what you're gonna do. Sure enough, what winds up happening? They lost the 501c3. Party zone. Right? Ooh, excuse me. They lost.
Now, how did they lose that?
By not paying taxes and not keeping records.
How can they pay taxes if they're not generating the money?
Even if you don't, as a non-profit organization, even if you don't generate money, you still got to prove the fact that you don't generate no money.
You still got to put that paperwork in. I know I'm a 501c19, 501c3 as well, so I know.
So
all my paperwork intact, man.
So that is a big part.
Yeah.
That is a big part of some of the issues and errors. And there's nothing wrong with the fact of not knowing. But the thing is, when you think you're the best knower, you think that you get in the way of other people that might know
A little bit more
and a little bit more than you, and might know the wherewithal in which to do it in, and you still want to be the point person. Be like, God, you're 90.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're 100
you know what
years old.
that is? That's them holding on to that I'm the one who did that. They want that recognition. Three people, and I say three people have three different things: acceptance, approval, and appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them get appreciated, and why should you be looking for appreciation? That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the approval, what approval are you looking for? Your own approval. And
Right.
the acceptance, I may not accept you. You know what I mean? But did you accept yourself? It's a question. You know what I mean? So a lot of them are caught up in that, man. And that's why you have to realize, too, we always talk about 196,940,000 square miles. What does it mean mathematically, though?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about 196. Let's start with the three numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Self-equality. Are you yourself sharing or showing true equality? 196 represent what? God.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you say you God, but yet self is not full with the right equality, then now we're going to do 691. What's that mean? We're going to reverse it because we got to do it back and forth. So that 196, what 691 mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you.
Equality, born knowledge.
Does it?
No.
Because you got brothers with bad equality.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't born knowledge, they born trick knowledge. They born a false idea that doesn't add up to what you're dealing with. And that's why they're not understanding the collective effort. Remember, this whole thing is about coming together, not for a common cause, but the cause.
Right.
To exist for the cause.
You know, one thing I wanted to say too, because a lot of times when we speak about like the elders and
Yeah.
like I'm speaking about what I went through.
Sure.
But it's not to get it mixed up to whereas it's like pointing the finger and keep saying that all of them are wrong or it's us versus them. I mean, I went through my time where it was an us versus them thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was less of the young versus the old as opposed to the new mind, new idea versus the old idea, and I think it comes to a point in time where people got to accept it like it's true. And I'll be honest with you, I accept the fact that my tenure is almost up as far as being the spearheader of certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, say show and prove. Yeah, I'll coordinate to show and prove. It's peace, it's good. But, let's say if others come with new ideas, I mean, I'm swift enough to know that if you got a good idea, then yes, let's take advantage of it because it makes the whole thing better. Right. My thing is making show and prove the best that it could be. Just like, we went over the plans of what we have for 2018. Those plans, we haven't had those type of plans in ever,
Mm-hmm.
but, I think that if we had the young, and this is the part where we have to condition the people's minds in order to allow the young to feel that like it's okay for them to express their ideas and then that it's going to be executed after they express their ideas, and it welcomes them as well as having a cipher that can cultivate the youth and make them feel welcomed and a part of as opposed to, be seen and not heard.
I gotta ask you a question, God. I'm gonna let the God do this directive thing, and I want to ask you this question. As my brother, after God, as a representative of this nation, are you happy
About what?
about your nation?
No.
Okay.
So
So you understand my question,
yeah,
God?
I got the question.
Yeah.
And it was funny because how I say it,
So.
that doesn't affect the unhappiness.
Right.
Dissatisfied. We know, it's not the 59,999, be like, well, who's dissatisfied with the nation? Yeah, I'm dissatisfied. I've been dissatisfied.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm wise enough and I love this enough to know that when I'm dissatisfied, I still have to be productive in order for it to change.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, then I won't let that dissatisfaction supersede anything, my involvement, anything I'm trying to do. So the fact that I'm dissatisfied with certain things, then that means that to some degree, I gotta be dissatisfied with myself. Because
exactly.
therefore,
that's the point right
if it's
there.
not being done, then I'm the one that's supposed to do it.
That's the point. That's the point why I asked the question. Because at the end of the day, God, what's your physical degree now?
40-ish. Now me stop. I'm free.
Oh, you had to guess?
Yeah, actually, I gotta think of how old my physical brother is.
Yeah.
And then I gotta deduct a year. I'm free culture, I think I am.
You're free culture.
I think, yeah, I'm free culture.
All right, so that adds up to 8.
Yeah, of course, build and destroy.
Right.
I'm in the upper part of the 8. Though.
Yeah. So I guess the reason why I asked that question, are you happy? Because it definitely, the nation, just like any nation, because there's only 3 nations in our lessons, right? If you remember, never said nothing about religion. Nations.
Mm-hmm.
Buddhism is a nation, Christianity is a nation, Islam is a nation, right? So now, if we're not happy, and this is supposed to make us happier in terms of the love of it, the peace in terms of the non-confusion of it, and the happiness of what love and peace bring, what are you going to do now that's going to change? Because happiness don't just mean I'm smiling. It's the energy that I'm projecting.
Mm-hmm.
Projecting it outward because I'm dissatisfied with all the nonsense. That type of energy can now be imposed on the babies. Without you saying a word, just your energy field. I'm not happy. They pick that up and go, man, I mean, every time we see him, he's like what's the brother that I always see? He's always angry, always yelling.
Big Devon?
No. What's the name? Spanish brother. Been around a long time.
Fucky?
No. No. Is it Shasha? Spanish brother?
Shasha?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Puerto Rican?
Yeah, Shasha.
Right. Always angry, man. Always mad at the world.
Yeah, I think he got like his bunions are hurting or something.
Yeah, all right, whatever. All right,
I'm joking.
Shake the bunions off. Yeah. But the point is this is not to hurt him, but it's the energy that you're giving off that will turn people away.
Yeah.
Good quality people that want to come in and help. And it ain't just them, there's many others.
Yeah.
But I don't want, and I'm saying this as your brother, I don't want that type of negative toxicity to invade your positive, and now the positive is being placed in a corner while the negative is being what's displayed, and that's what they see.
Well, like you said, with the 8 is you got the build and you got the destroy.
Right.
You know
what's in between?
It's the fact that the connection.
No,
the unknown. The unknown. I know. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the I think dissatisfaction without productivity is what can be filtered it down to the young and allow them to be dissatisfied as well. Because there's nothing wrong with being dissatisfied. It's just that you gotta internalize that and you gotta be productive with that. And that without what did the brother say, without struggle there's no progress.
No, that's further
then you have to actually acknowledge that there is a struggle. Yeah. So just like with being dissatisfied or being unhappy, like, you know, sometimes like a lot of the people who are unsuccessful in sports per se, the best part about being a loser or not winning, losing that game, that gives you the desire and
to go fight harder
to be a winner or become a winner and become successful.
Right, sure.
So as far as the nation, there's a lot of things that, you know, we're at different points, different stages of our own development. So, I mean, I'm at a different stage in my development at this degree. That's why I can sit there and be like, you know what? I'm going to try to help prepare where I'm at, try to get us to a certain point to allow someone else to come in and step in, and then they won't have to go through things I went through. Because I went through a ton of things. Look at it. I mean, ton. You know, more than the average. But, you know, one of the greatest things about being at the school, building with certain brothers, was that when the true and living know that you're true and living, they want to give you things. Like, they want to give you those jewels. They want to invest some of what they have in you so that they can feel like, yo, you know what? It's my time.
But he was worthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Worthy of this.
And I got some jewels, a lot from the best. You know, and not just what's left. Because a lot of what we got now is what's left. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, like I said about some of the elders, you know, we talk about them like, yo, they're not this, they're not in the way. You know, they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to be who they're going to be. A lot of them They just don't know. I mean, this goes for adults in general. I went to the movies the other day and watched Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right?
Great power comes great responsibility.
Right. It was a new one, the homecoming thing.
Yeah.
And the recurring theme that was in the movie was the fact that he was young, he was in high school, and he was feeling certain things, but nobody would listen to him. Iron Man wasn't listening to him. Happy, the other dude that was supposed to be his general, the one he was supposed to be able to go to, kept hanging up on him because he didn't want to listen to him. And there was things that was going on, and he was coming back and was like, yo, this there's a new energy that's going on, and something's happening. You know, they was taking some of the alien energy that they had from the Avengers movie, and then somebody found it. The old Batman, you know, Michael Keaton, found it, and then it was creating new weapons. And so when he discovered it, he was like trying to put Happy on. He wasn't listening. He was trying to go to Iron Man. Iron Man wasn't listening. They were just closing their ears because he was young. And that's the same thing that we have in the issues that we have, whereas, you know, a lot of elders close their ears because we're young. But when they look at me, they sit there, they see a young brother. Be like, yo, God, I'm free culture. I'm older than a lot of us when he had returned at free knowledge. So you're gonna sit there and try to sit there and be like, yo, the young God? You can't call me no young God. I ain't no young God.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I like to feel like I'm a young God, a younger God. But at the end of the day, yo, I'm older than. I remember when my parents was 30. Understand? It's like I remember that. So if I'm older than that, I remember when there was culture free cycles and things of that nature. And then you start looking at it and be like, yo, some of the things we're dealing with at this degree, and we're dealing with this, man, they wouldn't even pay no attention to these things because we're wasting our time.
Big time.
You know? And then, like, now you get the hip hop talking about, like, what, 30 is the new 20? 40 is the new 30. You know, and.
So what is 50 now? I don't even know. That's a new 40?
50 new 40, 50 new 20. But. You know, one of the brothers, and this is one of the positive things about Facebook. I think it was Power God Allah. I'm not sure who it was. Yeah, it was Power God Allah. Ali from from St. Louis. So Power God Allah said, you know, it's interesting how we're not going to have developed individuals until they're in their 40s and 50s.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? If we keep going with that concept. You know what I mean? And I just sat there and I thought about it. And besides his hate for Jay-Z, I was going to say that was a very integral thing that he said. And it just had me thinking and sparked up some thought. And I was like, you know, that's right. We're making excuses for not being developed when we need to be developed. Because some of these things that we're going through, some of the things that I was dealing with and my understanding ciphers, nothing you shouldn't have been dealing with 20 years prior. You know, if I was in the knowledge born, yeah, we should have been dealing with those. That's because a lot of us wasn't prepared to deal with them in those time frames. Just like when the law says certain things, to whereas, don't get married under the government, don't do this, that, or the third. Yeah, he was talking to 16-year-olds. He was talking to 17-year-olds who might have made those choices at that particular degree.
Yeah, the God was still married
at that point,
right.
And he was married.
He was still married. Allah was still married.
But, okay, sometimes you got to go through things in order to warn those behind you, don't do this.
No doubt.
Don't get it twisted. You know, I would say, and I was taught, Father Sean taught me this a long time ago, if it don't benefit you, don't do it. Just like if getting married, my father told me this. Why are you going to get married unless you have a plan? If you got a plan for anything and you're going to put your name on anything, you better have a plan to take advantage of it.
Well, think of that word. You know, when we talk about, and I'd like to God to go ahead and do his little.
You keep saying that, but this is a part of this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, right. I'm taking it all in. I'm just being quiet.
I think I might have told God this too, and I tell a lot of brothers. If you're going to have a woman, and you talk about planet Earth, you better plan it with the Earth as it relates to how is she going to come about to ensure that your foundation is secure. Because we talk about this all the time. How does a man uses what's less in the circumference? Why would a wise man equal his home circumference if he's missing something? You understand? Why would he do that? Right? If it ain't, if her circumference is not complete of what I need, not what I want, what I need, even if I get with her, it's still not gonna work out. because she's missing something that's critically important for me to renew my history at 25,000. That's a fact, right? Think about how many women you've been with. It didn't work out. Why? Was it because you didn't teach her, or because she was missing something that you had to do the knowledge to by studying every square inch of her to figure out, does she really have the best that I need in order to grow and establish my home with her?
You know what, God, I'm glad you did mention that and you did say that. But, you know, I'm going to come from a slightly different
What brings rain helps no earthquake.
Yeah,
we all know
bring
that.
them too. And you know, a lot of times what we deal with in relationships is that we're not ready. You
True.
know? And a lot of times we put it on the women.
It's really us.
We put it on external, and it's really internal because we're playing. We're not
experimenting.
Yeah, experimenting with high explosives, but experimenting with the lower form of self, which is dealing with our desires,
animal self,
and desires, and you know, just what we want.
I agree with that, God.
You know, instead of dealing with the upper part of the eight. And it's funny that when we start looking at certain relationships, and this is why we get this from the older people, where they say, make that woman like your best friend, and you know, then you'll be more successful in what you're dealing with. And that's accurate, because if you're not, I ain't gonna say best friend, but you know, if you're not close, if you're not taking a certain opportunity to be, what's that word? I don't know. It's a poisonous word. It's abstinent. It's poisonous. You know, but if you're not dealing with a level of like being able to connect with that woman and giving her the opportunity to marry your mind and getting in her mind, then more likely than not, your relationship is going to be unsuccessful unless there's a lot of compromising along the way and things of that nature. And you know, the average, you know, black woman or woman in this day and time, compromise is not one of their favorite abilities.
Or submitting. Submitting is definitely not there, but they'll submit to the devil's civilization quicker than they'll submit to your world.
You right about that, God. But one of the things, and this is how we keep internalizing it, is that a lot of us got a lot of nerve to even expect a woman to submit to